From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 14th, 2023. Israel's President Isaac Herzog once again issued an urgent plea to the country's leaders to compromise on the judicial overhaul crisis. In a televised speech at a special ceremony held last night at the Latrun War Memorial, just outside Jerusalem, marking 50 years since the Yom Kippur War, Herzog said the political leadership must show courage and responsibility to get us out of this crisis and reach an agreement that he said should be in the spirit of the values of the Declaration of Independence, saying it is possible. Over 20,000 Orthodox Hasidic Jews, mostly from Israel, have arrived in Uman, Ukraine, ahead of Rosh Hashanah for the traditional annual pilgrimage there on the Jewish New Year, despite travel warnings because of the Russian invasion. The Times of Israel cited Cherkasy region head Igor Taburitz, saying that around 1,000 law enforcement officers will ensure security during the celebrations. He said, "We prepared an additional 24 shelters. In particular, we installed concrete mobile shelters." The pilgrimage site is the birthplace of Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, one of the founders of the Jewish Hasidic movement. Former Knesset member and human rights lawyer Michal KotlerAppointed is Israel's new special envoy to combat anti-Semitism. KotlerAppointed, who is the daughter of former Canadian Justice Minister and human rights advocate Erwin Kotler, was appointed yesterday by Israel's Foreign Minister Eli Cohen. She said, "I accept the position of Israel's special envoy for combating anti-Semitism with a tremendous sense of responsibility." She said, "As special envoy, I will continue serving the Jewish people, the state of Israel, and the universal principles of life and liberty for all, to comprehensively identify and combat the scourge of anti-Semitism in all its forms." Members of the U.S. Congress joined officials from Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Morocco yesterday to mark the third anniversary of the Abraham Accords at a special event held in Washington by the N7 Initiative, which seeks to broaden and deepen regional integration between Israel and Arab and Muslim countries. Vice-ranking member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee and member of the Abraham Accords Caucus, Representative Kathy Manning, who is Jewish, spoke at the event about the bipartisan support for the Accords.
The role of greater cooperation in the Middle East is an area where we come together. The importance of supporting a strong U.S.-Israel relationship is an area where we come together.
And Manning was among the congressional representatives from both sides of the aisle who joined Jewish community leaders and security experts on Capitol Hill on Tuesday for a high holiday security briefing to advocate for increased funding for the vital nonprofit security grant program. The briefing was organized by the Jewish Federations of North America, together with the Secure Community Network, the Anti-Defamation League, and the Orthodox Union. JFNA President and CEO Eric Fingerhut called for full funding of the program, saying it is truly indispensable to the physical security of churches, synagogues, mosques, and all other faith-based places of gathering across the country. He said there's not a security camera or security door that isn't in some way costly and needing the help and support of these resources. Vice President Kamala Harris and Second Gentleman Douglas Emhoff hosted a Rosh Hashanah celebration at the Vice President's official residence on Tuesday evening, with about 150 people in attendance, including leaders of Jewish organizations. The JTA reports the two spoke at the event of the ongoing fight against anti-Semitism, and Emhoff noting the interagency task force that he chairs to implement the White House's strategy to combat anti-Semitism, citing the Second Gentleman as saying, "We are putting this plan into action." And a programming note for you now. As always, JBS will be broadcasting high holiday services here on the channel throughout Rosh Hashanah, with both Reform services from Central Synagogue and Orthodox services from the Hampton Synagogue, beginning tomorrow, Friday evening, into Saturday morning, afternoon, and evening, and Sunday morning. As always, you can find the complete detailed information of our schedule on jbstv.org. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, September the 14th. At 7 o'clock, it's Talmud study. At 7:30, the Israel Defense and Diplomacy Forum. At 8, some exciting Rosh Hashanah cooking with the Kosher baker, Paula Shoyer. At 9, we hear from rabbis reflecting on the high holidays. At 10:30, a look at high holiday music and texts. And coming up next, Shahar Azani speaks with Ben Dror Yemini after Israel's High Court of Justice this week convened an expanded bench of 15 justices to consider petitions against striking down the Reasonableness law. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, September the 14th, 2023. I'm Teisha Bader. I will be back with the news on Tuesday. Micah Halpern will be filling in for me on Monday. Wishing you a safe and sweet new year. Shana Tova umetuka.